United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. Roll call, Mr. Schobert. Yes. Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Thank you. With that, if there's no corrections that need to be made to the agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve that as presented tonight.
Move to approve tonight's agenda.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Conflict of interest disclosure waiver requests. I don't believe there are any of those tonight. Thank you. Which takes us to our approval of the minutes from September 12th and September 26th of this year. If there are no questions or concerns with the minutes, I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented tonight.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. There's no community input tonight. So that takes us to building reports. And with that, we have the BV Intermediate School with some information on positive behavioral interventions and support with the student presentation. Welcome.
Okay, thanks for having us. I've got 3 students here this evening that are going to kind of walk through implementation of a program that we started this summer, and I will kind of go over some of the details when they're completed. But we have Ben Livingston, you can come up, bud. He's a 5th grader. We have Ben Gromer, who is a 6th grader, and then we have Jasmine Carmen, who is a 6th grader as well. So they will speak to you, and then we'll finish up after that.
Hello, my name is Ben Romer, and I am a 6th grader at the intermediate school, and I'm on the blue team. And the 4 expectations in BBIS that try to make our school a better place is be respectful, be responsible, be an active learner, and be safe. And PBIS is trying to help make our school a better place by being safe, like not doing anything bad at recess and not running in the hallways or running around in the hallways, which is pretty much how PBIS is. And it's helped our school very much. And because just like simple things like walking on the right side of the hallway and being not sprinting around at recess, not getting in anybody's way, not like high-fiving your friend in the hallway, just keeping it civilized. And the rules are on the back of the PBIS sheets. They're like in the commons, in the hallway, and in the outside, in the bathrooms. And it's like some of them are like don't scream around in the commons, don't sprint around at recess, and don't run around in the hallways, don't gather in the restrooms. And I was here last year, 5th and 6th grade at the intermediate school, and I really liked how PBIS has changed our school. Like we didn't have PBIS last year in 5th grade, and it was just kind of a madhouse, and it was like it wasn't as civilized as this year, and it's just really helped our school.
I'm Ben Livingston, and I'm in 5th grade at the intermediate school. And there's 3 things that are pretty much I'm going to tell you about. Ticket distribution is a very simple process. All staff in the building have these slips of paper that they give to the students for being respectful, responsible, active learners, and safe. Like for example, if I help pick some job books, the teacher sees me and gives me this. They will mark where you were and when it happened and what you were. The teacher will mark off respectful and after wherever I'm at. There are areas called common areas, including the lunchroom, restroom, hallways, and outside. Each every once in a while we have a PBIS fun day, and you get to choose what activity you wanted to do. Some included movies, walk in the state park, and free recess. I specifically chose Smart Lock for 4 tickets. Our counselor, Mrs. Hart, is planning to have a ticket shop where you could buy like sit by a friend or free art, something like that. I believe that PBIS is a great idea at BBIS. As my first year in intermediate school has been rolling along, I think it's made an impact on the student body. The students are being everything on this paper, respectful, being really quiet, walking in from recess, responsible. There's someone to hold the doors always. Active learners, teachers are happy for students paying respect to what they're learning, and safe, walking through the hallways on the right side always. And then I hope it will go on for the next generations of students who come through those doors and do the same, and hopefully every year goes like that. This is County Proud Side School. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Carmen, and I'm going to be talking about the PBIS Fun Day. One day, Mr. Wheeler, or I went in during recess and asked Mr. Wheeler if he had anybody to edit. He said he had one person, but he'd like me to help. So during the Fun Day, I decided to come in and work on the video. And there was a couple other kids that went around, took pictures, and did interviews, and brought them back to me, and I uploaded them on the computer and turned them into the PBIS video. I think that PBIS has helped our school by, like they were saying, walking on the right side of the hall and making sure our school is a better place.
You want to show that video now? Or do you want me to talk?
I'll try
Okay.
the video, and if it doesn't work, then I'll have you talk while I go to my second plan.
Okay.
I'm Vanner Sage from the 6th grade blue team, and I'm joined with
Abilene from the 5th grade red team. Megan from the 5th grade red team.
And what movie are you guys watching today?
Inside Out. Inside Out.
Okay. How'd you get your ticket?
From following along in social studies in the book. Helping others.
Great, I love to hear that. I'm Vander Sage from the 6th grade blue team, and I'm joined with.
Dr. Larson, Superintendent for the Brandon Valley School District.
Okay, Dr. Larson, what do you think about PBIS?
I think PBIS is an outstanding program, Xander. It creates common verbiage and common language regarding expectations on student behaviors at our intermediate school, and I'm really excited to see it grow and become a key component of our school system. So I think it's excellent.
Great, I love to hear that. Back at it again with Vander, and I'm joined with
Noah Williams, 5th grade red team.
Great. How did you earn your ticket to this movie?
Being respectful.
That's great. What movie are you watching?
Inside Out.
Okay. There you have it.
Hi, I am Nicole Andrews from 6th grade white team, and this is
Ben Livingston from the 5th grade white team.
Ava Heck from the 5th grade white team. And may I ask, Ben, how did you get your first ticket?
By picking up somebody's books off the ground when I was helping them.
Walking in the hallway nicely.
Very nice. What would you say is your favorite part about PBIS? Or PBIS? Something? I like about the 4 rules and everything you could follow and everything. The tickets are fun, and I thought the teachers made a great idea about this.
When you get to pick your activities that you want to do for your tickets that you got.
Very nice. Nicole Andrews, and I am here with Sam Dixon. I'm from the 6th grade Y team, and I'm from the 6th grade red team. And Sam, may I ask you, how did you earn your first ticket? I earned my first ticket by staying out after orchestra in the orchestra room and picking up chairs and putting stands away. Very interesting. What activity are you in now? I'm watching Big Hero 6 as we speak. Okay. Hi, I'm Nicole Andrews from the 6th grade white team, and this is
Mrs. Tews.
And Mrs. Tews, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely. What do you have?
What's your most favorite part about BBIS today?
Well, as a sub here in Brandon, I have so much fun just being a part and learning what you guys do about behavior and respect and all those things. And then this is a reward for you guys, and I'm able to be here and be a part of it. So I get to see the rewards for you guys acting and behaving and just being good kids all day. So it makes it so much fun for me to be here.
Have you ever given out a ticket before, Miss Tews?
I have given out a ticket before. I don't as often being a sub, but I have given out many tickets for hallway behaviors and other things like that.
Can I ask you, what's your most memorable one that you've given?
Probably some of my most memorable ones is, in fact, it just happened last week. I had a student who dropped their planners all over the floor, and I had another student walk in, and immediately, I didn't say anything, just dropped their things and started helping and picking up another student's things. And so I gave him a ticket and told him how much I appreciated that kind of behavior, because that just shows what kind of class we have here in Brandon.
Very nice. Back to you.
Hey guys, thanks for the PBIS Fun Day. Hopefully you had fun. I just want to say thank you to all the hard work you've done. I want to let you know that's a wrap.
So that was a cool, Jasmine is actually, she saw us on the iMac and she goes, I do that stuff at home. And so that's how she kind of got into it. And then she took all her recesses for a week, took her lunch for a week, and came in there and did all of her editing during that time. And so she put a lot into it and did a nice job. And we'll continue to do those different types of things. And we have the ability to do those things in our building because of things that you guys have done. And it's very nice and rewarding that way. So yeah, these kids hit it pretty well with this sheet that you have here. This is off to the parents at open house. It has the four, really what it is there's 4 expectations that we came up with on the ball. It's respectful, responsible, being an active learner, and being safe. And that's kind of the overarching thing of our building. There's a team of us, about 6 or 7 of us, that spent 3 days in Sioux Falls in June going through a training and figuring out what we wanted it to look like in our building, because it can look so different in so many different places. And then we identified some common areas that they were talking about that we looked at, and areas that we wanted to hit right away. Last year, hallways were a challenge, and it was sort of chaos at times with kids coming and going, and we had some things in place that helped, but that's the place that for me, I want to see improve, and that's as you hear them talking about right side on the hallway and this and that, that's something that we've hit really hard, and you can walk in and it's seamless now. The playground is always an issue where, you know, kids creating their own rules, who's going to play what game, and we've done all of those different things and have rules set in there so they know what they need to be doing during that time. So some of the other components that come with it is the side that I deal with as well. So you saw kind of a lot of the positive reinforcement components. We also have reteaching components that the teachers have. And so we do stuff during class in the hallways that they do reteaching. And if it comes to the point, we do fill out, it's called a minor form. And it's a quick Google Doc form that they fill out. It allows us to put it in this Swiss program that we can then track behaviors of students and see where it's happening, when it's happening. if it's the same student, same classroom, same time frame, same place, it allows us to pinpoint some of those things. And we have 2 or 3 students that we now have that we're working with behavior intervention plans that we've already got in place for them on unstructured times that they struggle with. So we're able to kind of track some of that data, which is very powerful. And then we have on top of that would be, we call them ODRs, which is our office discipline referral forms. And so if it gets to the point where it gets one of those filled out, that comes to me, and that's when I really intervene from the office standpoint. And for me, being the only person in that building, it's really helped me be organized with what I'm dealing with, student behaviors and different things like that, but also allows me to be out and see the positive behaviors as well that things are happening. So those are a couple of things that we can track, and then it's almost like an RTI model. They go hand in hand, but it has 3 tiers. And so 80% of your kids kind of stay in the tier 1, and you go tier 2 and tier 3. And tier 3 are your invasive kids that you really need to put some supports in for to help them behave in the classroom and really help everybody. So those are some other things that we continue to work for. We've got some data now that we can continue to look at and continue to share with our staff at meetings to be able to provide the things that they need to help them reinforce the things within their classroom and within the building. Kind of like Dave said, how we unrolled it this year is we actually took a day of school, and we had a little quick assembly, and then we actually had our PBIS team in all 4 common areas, and then they rotated by homeroom and got taught the expectations in the hallway, got taught the expectations at the playground, got taught the expectations by the restrooms, got taught the expectations in the lunchroom. And then, so they know them, we taught them, we all had the common verbiage and common language that is super important with this. And so we're to the point now, I talked to our PBS team last week, and I think we're to the point now we need to do a reteaching. It's been 9 weeks, first quarter. We need to go back through, we need to go and hit those 4 stations again and reteach and just be able to re-solidify what our expectations are. Something that we'll be implementing is, I think Ben said it about the PBIS store. A lot of places have stores where they can buy shirts, pencils, and different stuff like that. And I don't know, I couldn't wrap my hand around that. I couldn't, so I wanted to find some other things that we can do, and we've come up with a list of stuff. Eat with a friend, eat with a staff member they can spend tickets anytime on. And then I talked to Ms. Hayden at RVE. We're gonna allow kids to buy tickets or spend their tickets to go read to kids at RVE on like every Friday if they want to so choose to do that. We'll have a song of the day, we'll do 2 of those, so if they want to pick their favorite song, we'll play it over the intercom system before school starts, and they can do song of the day. So some of those different things that they can do throughout between these kind of big fun days that we do are some things to kind of help, I don't know, keep the ticket flow going and stuff like that. So they have enjoyed it. It's made the transition, and we've had a couple people that were in our building last year that aren't in there anymore, and one of them's a mentor now, and she walked through and said, what's different in this building? And didn't have a clue that we implemented this, and she was in there during lunch and passing times and stuff like that. So the other thing that we have is a copy and could card, something that we do for like inside the classroom. This is something that we're, try to get to families. We all know that a lot of times teachers will email home sometimes, Johnny didn't get his homework done today, different things like that. This is just a little token from the teachers to be able to write something that they caught their student being good. It gives them a ticket as well, but then the other part, this part here that tears off, that gets sent home to the parents so the parents can see and know what they were doing as well. Just another kind of little form of communication for them. So in a quick, brief nutshell, that's what we're doing. So do you have any questions for them? They have a skating party that they want to go to. So, but if you have questions, they'd be more than happy to answer them.
I thought you guys did a great job, and thanks for sharing your enthusiasm for the system with us. And to the young Mr. Gromer, did you know I went to school with your dad? And I'm pretty sure he would have earned a lot of these tickets. Yeah.
I will also say thank you. I think you guys did a great job. I really like hearing about it from you. It's nice to hear from the adults, but to hear your perspective is really valuable. And I have a question for somebody, and that is, who all can give out these tickets?
Is it anybody in the building, teachers?
Anybody in the building. Our EAs have them. Our Mrs. Two is our sub. Sometimes our teachers will leave them on there if they aren't she's in our building a lot, so she'll do it. Our secretaries can do it, nurses can do it, anybody, all stakeholders can do it.
Any way for the kids to nominate each other or do anything like just come up with suggestions about kids that would be deserving, or is it?
We have a, you guys need to close your ears.
You can.
We have a system where our teachers do like our first fun day that we did, we made sure all 653 kids had a ticket. And so we're making sure we got that distribution out, and eventually, my biggest hang up on this was I don't want to be handing out tickets for behaviors that we need to be doing, but I got kind of sold a little bit different way. But eventually, we want to get to the point where it's doing it because of the verbal praise as well, if that makes sense. So we don't, some schools hand them out like candy. I mean, it's, if there's every kid walking the right-hand side, it's ticket, 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 ticket. We're not doing that as much.
And I love the idea of experiences as the kind of the reward, if you will, rather than stuff. I mean, that's such a great thing. It kind of builds a community of doing things with and for each other. That's great.
Nick, I got one question. Do you see this as precipitating to the middle school so these kids will have better manners as you hit the middle school? And go ahead.
There's some districts that roll it out district-wide. There's some districts that start in elementary. It's all over the place. I got it brought to me as a possibility, especially being a new school and being the first time we bring all of our kids in our district to one building. We thought it was a pretty good idea. A lot of this stuff we already do, each one of these principals will say we already do it. It's just the fact that we kind of organized it, and the kids now know our expectations, and so not a lot has changed, but a lot has changed. I know that sounds weird, but being respectful, responsible, active learners, and safe, we preach that all the time, even before we had this program. So I guess that's up for discussion, but know that it's already going on in all the buildings, no matter what, if that makes sense. It just has more. The one I like about it is it's consistent communication, and also it's everybody's on the same page. So whether I walked on the 5th grade hall, that 5th grade teacher knows the same expectation as the 6th grade teacher knows. And so for us, that's probably the biggest thing, because I might allow running down the hallway, and you might allow no talking and walking in the hallway. And so then we have conflicting, expectations. So that's the biggest thing, is that common component.
Anyone else?
I want to thank our students for their time. Absolutely wonderful. You did a great job on the video, presenting. Thank you guys very, very much for your time. I also want to thank your staff for their time and effort into the program and what they brought to the table in the process of developing that. And then Principal Skibstead on his leadership on the implementation. So thank you guys very much. Congratulations. Great job. Keep it up.
Thank you very much for coming, and as an avid roller skater, go. And make sure they play a good 70s song for you. Thank you very much, you guys. All right, with that takes us to administration reports. Superintendent Larson, do you have anything on the school improvements, or?
I'd speak to the school improvement plans that have been submitted by our various buildings. I want to thank the teams that dug into that work, and the leadership from our various building principals in the creation of those school improvement plans, and we'd certainly entertain any questions or feedback on those respective plans.
Thank you. If you haven't been able to read through every single one of them, that's the homework for the next meeting.
May I make one
Yes.
comment? So thank you all. I know there's a ton of work that goes into these. I do want to say I particularly appreciate going through these today and seeing the consistency and how everything was presented. Every year it's always, I've literally had cheat sheets where I'm trying to translate one building's way of presenting. Not that any one is any better than the other, but just for us who are trying to look at 7 of them, it's really helpful to see that consistently. It really made a nice picture. And of course, it's always fun to see those goal lines that you have where you're already going like this. So again, thank you for all the good work that everyone's doing with our students.
Thank you, Mrs. Hagelin. There's no board policy tonight, so that takes us to general business. Items number 1 through 6. I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented.
Move to approve general business items 1 through 6.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Personnel, one item there for consent approval. I would entertain a motion to approve that as presented tonight.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Communication, don't see anything specific unless you have anything for us tonight. Okay. That takes us to board reports. Under the formal reports, does anyone have one tonight that they would like to share at all? Okay, hearing none. There's some travel reports there for your review. And with that, that looks like we need to move into executive session to discuss the recommendation from legal counsel using South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-23. Yes, thank you.
I move that we move into executive session as described.
Second. It's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, we will enter into executive session as soon as we're able.
Yes, I do. Following review of communications from our school attorney, I move to authorize Superintendent Jared Larson to submit bids for the creation of a contract on October 27, 2016 in the IRS public auction sale parcel ID 20573.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. So that looks like it takes us to the end of our meeting. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much.